Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Looking for my cheat sheet. Oh, there we go. Board members present.
That would be me, right?
Yeah, that would be,
Uh, You're not even on here.
I know.
Supervisor Goody.
Here,
Clerk Squires here. Trustee Opti absent. Trustee Newton. And Treasurer Kruger. Okay,
I'll now entertain a motion to accept the minutes from the 142nd annual meeting of the electors.
I need to read that
Yes,
through.
as clerk, vice clerk swears.
Township of Gerrish, 142nd Annual Meeting, March 14th, 2023. The 142nd Annual Meeting of the Electors of Gerrish Township was held at 6:30 p.m. March 14th, 2023 at the Gerrish Township Municipal Center. Moderators Supervisor Dave Udy, Secretary Clerks Michelle Squires. Other board members present, Treasurer Kruger, Trustee Newton, Trustee Oppie absent. Others present were 12 citizens. Meeting was called to order with residents standing to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Motion by Kathleen Patchen, supported by Brian Hill, to accept the minutes of the 141st Annual Meeting as read by Clerk Squires. State of the Township Address. See attached. The 2023-24 Gerrish Township Board regular meetings will be scheduled for the second Tuesday of each month at the Municipal Center at 7 p.m. Dates for regular session meetings are scheduled as follows: 2023, April 11th, May 9th, June 13th, July 11th, August 8th, September 12th, October 10th, November 14th, and December 12th. 2024 is January 9th, February 13th, and obviously March 12th was changed to March 14th. Depositories of the township funds were stated as follows. We use Huntington Bank and Michigan Class. Motion by Brian Hill, seconded by Kathleen Patchen, to set supervisor's salary with no assessing duties at $38,771.11, effective April 1st, 2023. Motion carried by voice votes, no nays. Motion by Julie Hill, supported by Brandon Rogers, to accept the proposed salary of $44,882.56 for clerk, effective April 1st, 2023. Motion carried by voice votes, no nays. Motion by Jim Barnwell, supported by David Hall, to set the proposed salary of $44,882.56 for treasurer, effective April 1st, 2023. Motion carried by voice votes, no nays. Motion by Brian Hill, supported by Ralph Rowland, to set the proposed salary for each trustee at $8,000 for each trustee, effective April 1st, 2023. Motion carried by a voice vote, no nays. Citizens petitions and motions, there were none. Announcements, none. Motion by Brandon Rogers, supported by Kathleen Patchen. Motion carried by voice votes.
Is there a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
Somebody in the
Pardon me?
audience.
Carlos? Did you make the motion? Okay, no? Yes.
Thank you.
Is there support? Okay, Ralph Rowland.
Tim O'Rourke.
Motion by Tim O'Rourke, supported by Ralph Rowland, to accept the minutes of the 142nd annual meeting as read by the clerk. Is there any further discussion? Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. I guess I'm up. Down here. That good? Well, good evening, everyone, and I want to thank you for joining us for the 143rd Annual Gerrish Township State of the Township Address. This is the seventh and final time I will be giving this report, and I am pleased to report that the state of our township is good. Let me begin by recognizing the Gerrish Township elected officials, our clerk, Michelle Squires, and her deputy, Lynn Lefevre, our treasurer, Larry Kruger, and our deputy treasurer, Sandy Klein, our trustees, Mary Jo Oppie and Terry Newton, our administrative specialist, Mary Ann Figley, building and zoning administrator, Jason Jansen, building and maintenance and sexton, Tony Ide, fire chief, EMS chief, James Fisher, police chief, Brian Hill, electrical inspector, Bruce Dean, plumbing and mechanical inspector, Paul Kyle, snow removal and compost maintenance by Higgins Lake Landscape, the Gerrish Township Park out at Carlos Maintenance, Mitch Larson, and our Roscommon Area District Library representative is Martha Clapp. The Gerrish Township Assessor and Board of Review, our assessor is Julie Tatro. She's available to meet with residents in the township on Mondays. Please call for an appointment. The assessor is also available by calling her office at 989-821-9313, extension 222. In 2023, the Board of Review met 3 times, March, July, and December. The Board of Review members are Carlos Jean-Francois, he's chairman, Jerry McReynolds, and Barbara Stauffer. Brad Gibson serves as an alternate member on the Board of Review. The Gerrish Township Planning Commission. The members of the Gerrish Township Planning Commission are Chairman Tom Barber, Secretary Michael Briggs, Vice Chairman Mike Perky, and members Val Andreev, Greg Seemack, and Terry Newton, he's the representative of the Gerrish Township Board. The commission met 8 times last year and reviewed 4 site plans for construction of mini storage complexes and reviewed several zoning ordinances, including shoreline stabilization, mobile homes, septic tanks, and short-term rentals. The Gerrish Township Zoning Board of Appeals. The members are Chairman Jim Thorburn, Secretary Michael Briggs, and the members are John Klein, Barbara Stauffer, and James Lippert. Mary Jo Oppie and James Barnwell are alternates. The Parks and Recreation Committee is ably chaired by Susan Seemack. She is joined by members Brian Lewis, Larry Kruger, Mary Jo Oppie, Gerald Wall, Mitch Larson, Bill Schmidt, Mary Ellen O'Keefe, and Brian Davey. At the improvements from the Parks and Recreation last year, in the municipal park, they resurfaced 2 tennis courts. They relined those courts for pickleball. They purchased portable pickleball nets. They installed side fencing around the courts. They installed 2 new polywood benches for players to sit in waiting their turn. And they started a pilot program for memory benches and picnic tables. The information for that, all you have to do is call the township and we've got a pack of information for you. That's a new program last year. For the township park, at Carlos, they expanded the visitor parking and replaced the split rail fence. The Gerrish Township Cemetery. People are dying to get in there. Okay. They added 344 new grave sites with corner aluminum markers. The original portion of the cemetery received new aluminum corner markers as well. The chapel, which was built in 1991, received a new roof. The blacktop road was extended 200 feet to the south, and large trees and stumps were removed as necessary. The Gerrish Township Park and Marina. In 2023, the manager was Russ Hartner. Assistant managers were Mark Mack and Seth Patchen. Lori Winnell is the office manager. The marina offers 143 in-water boat slips, outdoor and indoor storage for 18 boats, 12 jet ski slips, and 2 broadside overnight slips for transient customers. There are currently 145 plus requests for slips on the waiting list. In 2023, we saw improvements to the launch ramp and the relocation of the gas pump, which improved maneuvering in that area. The Gerrish Township Building and Zoning. In 2023, building permits were 96, electrical were 122, mechanical 95, and plumbing there were 27. Gerrish Township Board projects. In 2023, the Township Hall went through a complete interior updating, new flooring throughout the building, new wall paint and trim color, new office furniture in all the offices, new tables and chairs in the boardroom, new video streaming equipment technology in the boardroom, a new storage closet next to the treasurer's office, a new stove, a new refrigerator in the kitchen, new bathroom partitions, and upgrades to the building security system. Gerrish Township Police Department. Police Chief is Brian Hill. The department staffing. The department includes 7 full-time officers, 1 full-time administrative clerk, and 1 part-time custodian. At all times, an officer is available through the Roscommon County Central Dispatch via non-emergent number of 989-275-0911, and of course, for emergencies, 911. In 2023, the department entered into an agreement with the Roscommon Area Public Schools to provide a school resource officer. The officer engages with staff and students to help them with security, safety, and parents in a positive, productive manner. A Michigan Department of Education grant was received that covers 50% of that cost. The school district contributes 25%, and our police department funds the remaining 25% for this service to our community and schools. The administrative clerk serves a dual role, not only with the police, but also with the fire and EMS department as an emergency medical technician and is an American Heart Association CPR/AED and first aid instructor. As far as police new equipment last year, the department changed all their in-car cameras. A grant was awarded to cover the $2,000 per camera cost, and that included a cloud storage system. The department was also awarded a $14,000 grant for 7 body-worn cameras. Last year, the department began carrying the Stop the Bleed trauma bleed kit in each patrol car. This was done in collaboration with the Gerrish Township Fire EMS Department that helped outfit the bags with all the necessary wraps and bandages for field use. All patrol cars are now equipped with new Motorola 800 megahertz radios and AED devices, digital cameras, automotive jumpstart packs, stop sticks, small tool kits, fire extinguisher, and traffic safety cones. Technology upgrades in the police department. Last year, the department purchased a new tower computer for the office and a laptop computer for the school resource officer. Residents are now able to download a free Gerrish Township Police Department app for their cell phones that offers a better means to communicate with the public. The department is also collaborating with other law enforcement agencies with the goal of integrating reporting systems into one solution. Community partnership activities in collaboration with the PD. Gerrishtown Police Department and Act Now partnered to award 2 Roscommon High School students a $1,000 scholarship. The department hosted 2 road cleanups last year. The 25th annual Act Now picnic was held at the Gerrish Township Marina. 50 residents were in attendance at that event. The 14th annual golf outing netted $7,738.66, and a bowling tournament raised an additional $3,496.71 to use for benevolent activities in our township. This year's annual torch run benefiting Michigan Special Olympics raised $2,780. The Gerrish Township PD also co-hosted the annual trunk and treat at the Gerrish Township Municipal Center. The 15th annual Kids Helping Kids foster Christmas program supported 61 foster children and their families. The department's 22nd annual Shop with a Cop provided Christmas cheer for 5 full families. The department also partners with the Northern Michigan Children's Assessment Center and local schools. Last year, get this, last year, the Gerrish Township PD properly disposed of 161.8 pounds of discarded prescription drugs. In case you don't know where that is, it's right near the front door of the police department. The Gerrish Township PD and CERT team assisted with the food distribution held at the Ross Common Area School Bus Garage and the campus with safety, with traffic control and safety. Last year, the effort served 2,774 families, 6,393 individuals, and a total of 213,711 pounds of food were delivered and distributed to the community. Chief Hill's activity in the community. Last year, Chief Hill served on the 911 Technical Advisory Committee. He is the past president of the Michigan Association of Police Chiefs of Police. He serves in the Roscommon County Emergency Operations Center. He also serves on the Northern Michigan Children's Assessment Center. He was reelected as chairman of the Executive Board of Officers for the Northern Michigan Children's Assessment Center. Gerrish Township PD noted training. In the past year, the department recorded a total of $782 in training of an assorted topics, either in person or online. Now we'll move on to the fire department. The fire EMS chief is Jim Fisher. Let me begin this section of my report by informing the residents that in 2024, it represents the 75th anniversary of the Gerrish Township Fire and EMS Department. The date of the celebration will be August 10th from 4 until 10 p.m. The department organization. The department is a combined two departments, fire and emergency medical services. The services include fire suppression, rescue, advanced and basic life support ambulances, public safety education, and mutual aid to our neighboring departments. The department is organized to provide both a qualified response and an opportunity for succession and mentorship within the department. Grants received for the following equipment last year. The American Recovery Act. They used the money to replace old radios. They purchased a new thermal imaging camera. They provided improvements to the fire rescue boat. They purchased and replaced the fire safety education trailer. Assistance to firefighters grants from FEMA provided a new Lucas CPR device for the second ambulance and 14 flashlights for the trucks. Grants from the Roscommon Rotary, the Roscommon Community Foundation, and donations from Act Now provide to help support the improvements for the new safety education trailer. State of Michigan grant allowed the department to replace all old fire helmets and a full set of gear for our newest full-time medic firefighter. Last year, the ARPA grant monies were used to improve the security on the entire building, including the fire and EMS end of the building. Gerrish Township Fire Department facilities. Well, the main station portion of the building shares an 11,000 square foot building with the township offices. The fire station portion of the building houses full-time staff, sleeping quarters, kitchen, showers, training room, and a 5,300 square foot garage bay. The facility has 3 drive-through bays that hold back-to-back 2 ambulances, fire attack engine, the rescue engine, the pumper tender, and in the summer, the brush truck. The presence of the West Side Station reduces the insurance service organizational rating and reduces homeowners' insurance costs and provides a fire response engine on the west side of the lake. Did I mention that 2024 is the 75th anniversary of the fire department? In 2021, the department formed a facilities planning committee to help determine the facility needs of the department. The committee reported back to the township board that we should move forward with replacing the current fire EMS facility. In 2023, the committee moved forward with a station feasibility, collaborating with partners in architecture in Mount Clemens, Michigan. The study revealed several health and safety concerns related to the National Fire Protection Association and the Department of Defense standards for fire stations. The department is currently collaborating with the municipal consultants and a bond attorney. The department is in communication with our state representatives for state funding assistance. Funding will also be sought from the federal level as well. The office and quarters were repainted in March. The exterior doors were painted red, and the new department patch graphic was added to the outside doors. The Gerrish Township Fire Department has 2 ambulances in service. The Township Fire Department fleet utilizes 4 trucks, a main attack fire engine, a rescue engine, a tender pumper, and a brush truck. The rescue fire boat is a 20-foot, 2-foot pontoon with an outboard engine. The boat is outfitted with a portable pump, hose, and other firefighting equipment, as well as rescue equipment for water rescue and emergency medical operations. The new safety education trailer is a 25-foot toy hauler that was purchased with ARPA money. The trailer was utilized at the Roscommon Elementary School during National Fire Prevention Week last October. I've gotten a couple of calls telling me that they drive by the West Fire Station and somebody's putting their house trailer in the station over there. And I have to go, no. It's used by the fire department for fire prevention. I always get a kick out of that. Personnel and certifications in the fire department. Gerrish Township Fire Department roster includes 22 employees with varying certifications and qualifications. The 3 classes of employees are full-time, part-time, and paid on call. The Gerrish Township Fire Department employees have multiple qualifications and are cross-trained in many tasks. The qualifications are paramedic firefighter, emergency medical technician, EMT firefighter, firefighter 2, fire officer 1, fire officer 2, fire officer 3, certified EMS instructor coordinator, certified firefighter training council instructor, ice rescue technician, and CPR instructor. Thanks, Jim Fisher. That was a mouthful. Many department employees participate in in our community and serve on fire EMS related community groups as well. They include Roscommon Rotary, the 911 Authority Board, the Northern Michigan Fire Chiefs Association, Medical Control Education and Advisory Committee, and the County Emergency Operations Center, just to name a few. Did I mention the 2024 is the 75th anniversary of the? Okay, all right. Assistant Chief Roger and Chief Fisher are active with the Michigan Association of Fire Chiefs, meeting with the new state legislators. Assistant Chief Gilliam is a member of the Northwest Michigan Peer Support Team, helping first responders through challenging times. In 2023, Christy was recognized by the team as the 2022 Mark Feister Mental Health Award winner for her contributions, and we thank you, and we should recognize that. Training and safety in the fire department. In 2023, the fire department provided 53 in-house training events, including 113 training hours and a total of 1,230 hours of staff training. EMS training consisted of 16 classes and 32 hours and 335 staff training hours. The combined fire EMS training consisted of 9 classes and 23 hours and 204 staff training hours. Additionally, the department held specific training in safety hazardous materials, driving, and rescue. Our in-house training sessions are also open to members of neighboring departments. Assistant Chief Rogers was appointed by the Ross County Chiefs Association to manage the $17,500 state funds for county fire training. Brandon works with the training coordinator from Crawford County to schedule fire training for both counties. Department employees Matt Wooten and Neil Dopp are now qualified to teach state certified EMS classes. They also join employees Donnie Burkett and Amber Niebuhr, who are also qualified to teach. Department employees Jason Budzinski and Josh Sanford will be doing their student teaching in 2024 and become teachers as well. The department now has 6 certified CPR AEDs instructors. The department employees attended the rescue task force training to learn how to operate in an active assailant event. 2 department employees attended drone pilot training to become licensed drone pilots. Assistant Chief Gillum and Assistant Chief Rogers attended the National Fire Academy, taking 3 leadership classes with other firefighter officers from across the country. During 2023, no reportable work-related injuries occurred, and the department's to be congratulated on that. Josh Sanford, Gerrish Township Fire Department, and Zach Stahersky instruct parents with the correct use and proper installation of child safety car seats. Response data in 2023, the department responded to 593 calls for service. Fire, there was 122. EMS, there were 471. Public education with the fire department. In 2023, the department provided fire safety education to 223 students at Core and Rock Intermediate School District and the Roscommon Elementary School. The newer safety education trailer was utilized with innovative technology using computer videos and tablets. The department insisted with the Core Career Technical Education Public Safety Program offered at Roscommon Middle School, educated students relating to careers in public safety. The goal is to bring a state-certified firefighter curriculum to the high school and offer students the ability to become state-certified firefighters by the time they graduate. Great program. The department has also provided first aid and CPR and bleeding control instruction to high school students in health and history classes. Last year, the fire department collaborated with the Gerrish Township Police Department to install bed shakers and lights to notify hard of hearing community of the dangers in their home. Listed below now are a few activities that they share with the community. They supervise they're there for the Higgins Lake Sunrise Run, the 4th of July Parade in Roscommon, the fire department open house, Adopt a Road cleanup, EMS standby at Roscommon High School football games, Township Trunk and Treat, the Northern Michigan Children's Assessment Christmas Center and Tree Auction. They provide CPR and AED classes to local groups. They assist with the Roscommon area food distribution. They have the Stuff the Ambulance program, gathering household needs and personal supplies for veterans and families in our area. Did I mention the 2024? Yeah, I did. In closing, I want to thank the residents and guests that live and work and vacation in Gerrish Township for the support of the community. I also want to thank the elected officials, the employees, the support staff, and their dedication to making Gerrish Township the preferred destination to live and vacation in Northern Michigan. And I thank you.
Okay. Moving on, I'll go over the meeting dates for the upcoming year. The regular meetings will be scheduled for the second Tuesday of each month at the Municipal Center at 7 p.m. Dates for the regular session meetings are as follows. 2024 will be April 9th, May 14th, June 9th, August 13th, September 10th, October 8th, November 12th, and December 10th, 2024. 2025, January 14th, February 11th, and March 11th of 2025. The depositories that the township uses are as follows. We use Huntington Bank and Michigan Class.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll now entertain a motion to set the supervisor's salary with no assessing duties as at $40,000 per year, effective April 1st, 2024. I do want to make one comment. Motion's on the floor. Is there a motion to approve?
Make that motion.
Ralph Rowland. Is there support? Dave Hall. Motion by Ralph Rowland, supported by David Hall, to set the office of the supervisor's salary with no assessing duties at $40,000 effective April 1st, 2024. My comment on this, this is not a salary for Dave Udy. This is a salary for the position of supervisor for Gerrish Township. So I want to be very clear about that. That's for the position. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none or seeing no hands, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, say nay. Thank you. The motion carries. I'll now entertain a motion to set the office of the clerk's salary at $48,050 effective April 1st, 2024. Is there a motion? Ralph Rowland, is there support? Carlos. Motion by Ralph Rowland, supported by Carlos Jean-Francois, to set the office of clerk salary of $48,050 effective April 1st, 2024. Again, this is not a salary for an individual. It's a salary for the office of clerk. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed? How many nays? One, two nays? Okay, thank you. The motion carries. 3 nays? Okay,
Third one. I'm sorry, I can't see.
there were 3 nays.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, I'll entertain a motion to set the office of the treasurer's salary at $46,700 effective April 1st, 2024. Is there a motion? I'm sorry? Okay. Is there support? Thank you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I couldn't see you, Marcy. Motion by Eric Ostrigen, supported by Marcy Dankert, to set the office of the treasurer's salary at $46,700 effective April 1st, 2024. Again, this is not for the person that's there. It's for the position of treasurer. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Yes. Yes. Yeah, we have a deputy. Yes. Yes. Well, we're paying a supplemental now to help with some of the accounting issues that we've had. All right, but well, because we there are things that we need to get done. We need some assistance in that regard. Now, moving forward, come August, the voters will make an assessment as who should be in that office, who they should vote for. But more importantly, I think we have to remember that people that come into these jobs, sometimes the public views them as something that anyone can do. I mean, these are difficult jobs, and the skill sets and the education and the training that they need to bring into those jobs is mightily important. So, having said that, we have to set the salary commensurate that would attract somebody to run for that position that has the skill set that they would apply in April of this year to run for the term in August and run for the position. The salaries have gone up all over the board. To attract quality people, we have to attract quality. Did I go dead there? No. So, yes, we do have a gentleman. His name is James Anderson, assisting us in that regard. We've also had some help from the Roscommon County Treasurer's Office in helping to resolve some of these issues. The issue is not that money is missing. The issue is the money is in the wrong spot or the wrong slot, and we've needed some outside help to come in and help us with that. Yes, sir. Well, we're talking about the treasurer's salary right now. What was the treasurer's salary last year? It's in the minutes from last year. What?
There's
Yeah.
a 4% on the treasurer. The clerk was higher. The clerk was higher based on the added duties for the election piece.
Am I on here? The board feels that the duties between the clerk and the treasurer's office are not equal. The clerk has many more statutory duties than the treasurer. This year, especially, we have 3 elections with over 700 absentee ballots that go out at each one of these elections and the record keeping. So the board saw fit that the clerk salary should be slightly higher than that of the treasurer. No, I've been here 7 years. I think this is the second or third time the position's got a raise. Yeah, you bet. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, say nay. 1, 2. 2. We good? Okay, 2. Next motion. I'll entertain a motion to set the office of the trustee's salary at $8,240 for each trustee effective April 1st, 2024. And again, this is not for any one individual. It's for the position of trustee. Is there a motion? Carlos? Is there support? I'm sorry? Ralph? Motion by Carlos Jean Francois, supported by Ralph Roland, to set the office of the trustee's salary at $8,240 for each trustee effective April 1st, 2024. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. Are there any citizen petitions or motions at this time? Hearing none, are there any announcements from the public or the board at this time? Hearing none, you have my phone. What time is it, please? I'll make a motion that we adjourn at 7:09 p.m. Is there a motion? I'm sorry? I can't see. Oh, Sandy Klein. Is there support? Thank you. Marcy Danker. Motion by Sandy Klein, supported by Marcy Danker, that we adjourn at 7:09 p.m. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. We stand adjourned. And we'll be back in session in less than 5 minutes. This meeting in order. Will everyone please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, Thank you and welcome to our third meeting tonight. Did I tell you that the fire department was selling snow? Roll call, please.
Supervisor Newton.
Here.
Squires. Treasurer Krueger.
Here.
Trustee Appy. Absent. Trustee Newton.
Here. I'll now entertain a motion to approve the meeting agenda as presented. I'll make that motion. Is there support?
I'll support.
Motion by Supervisor Udi, supported by Trustee Newton, that the meeting agenda be approved as presented. Is there any board discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. I'll now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Is there support?
I'll support.
Motion by Clerk Squires, supported by Trustee Newton, that the consent agenda be approved as presented. Is there any further board discussion on this motion? Hearing none, all in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. We're now at a moment of public comment on agenda items on the list for tonight. Hearing none. I'm going to take item 2 first. Yeah. Item number 2. I'll now entertain a motion that the board approve the retirement of Chief Brian Hill effective March 30th, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Motion by Clerk Squires, supported by Trustee Newton, that the board approve the retirement of Chief Brian Hill with the effective date of March 30th, 2024. All those in favor of the motion. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any board discussion? There won't be. Is there any? All in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. Now we'll go back to item 1. And item 1 is we're at a time of recognition for Chief Hill by the Northern Michigan Chiefs Association and the Michigan Association Chiefs of Police. If you gentlemen would like to come forward, we will get out of your way. And yes. Hi, welcome.
Can everybody hear me? Great. Well, good evening. And first and foremost, I want to thank the Township Board for this opportunity to speak here tonight. I am Todd Woods, Chief of Police in Mackinac City, and here with me is Chief Georgia Andrus of Newaygo City Police Department and Chief Kyle Knight of the Harbor Springs Police Department. And we are here this evening as representatives of the Northern Chiefs Association and the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police to honor a good friend, colleague, Chief Brian Hill. If you're not aware, I'll give you a little bit of a background in reference to our association. The MACP, which is the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police, divides the state into 5 regions: Southeastern, Western, Mid-Michigan, Central, and the Northern Chiefs. Our group, the Northern Chiefs, is the largest of those regions. It represents agencies as far south as Newaygo County and everyone up from there, and that includes the entire Upper Peninsula. We speak as a collective voice for our agencies in our region to advance our profession and to ensure our concerns are heard with our Michigan legislators. Over 7 years ago, when I was appointed chief, I attended my first Northern Chiefs meeting. Prior to becoming chief, I knew Chief Hill from attending different trainings up in the northern area here. I was a sergeant then. And being introduced to him by my former chief as well. At that first Northern Chiefs meeting, I remember Chief Hill discussing different legislation and how it would impact our profession. I'm sure you all know he's very knowledgeable at this. I also recall his great enthusiasm and pride he took in representing Gerrish Township Police Department. Chief Hill has been with our association for over 18 years, and there's a lot of experience behind those years. One of the things that I noticed and will never forget is his immediate willingness to contribute to our group with whatever discussion was presented. He actively engaged in helping guide our organization. A combination of common sense, good nature, and a good sense of humor was his key to being one of the most respected individuals I know. So, Chief, we ask that you please accept this plaque as a token of our admiration and gratitude for your 42 years of dedicated service, leadership, and most of all, your friendship. Before I read this plaque and present it, we wish you a long and very happy retirement because you've definitely earned it. The Northern Michigan Chiefs Association presents this to Chief Brian Hill. In recognition of your years of dedicated service to the Northern Michigan Chiefs Association, your commitment to excellence was greatly appreciated and played a major role in the success of our association. In addition, your willingness to provide guidance and leadership to law enforcement in Northern Michigan has provided prosperity to all. Thank you, and a job well done.
We got one more, so you want to wiggle it, yeah. Go far away. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Chief Georgia Andrews from the Northern, or the MACP's District 9, which is the one Brian and Gerrish Township is in. When I was a young chief about 9 years ago, I met your chief. He was a person that helped motivate me to get involved. The other thing I would say about your chief is he always encourages other younger chiefs to stand tall no matter what it costs you. And that is something every chief needs. And I really appreciate Brian for all the leadership he has given to our organization, to our district, and to our region. Because without him, I don't think the MACP would be where it is today because of all the impact. And he was always willing to say the things that needed to be said. Thank you, Brian.
And I'm Kyle Knight. I'm the chief up in Arbor Springs and also the current president of the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police. And just a couple stories. Number one, no, not bad, not bad. I'm originally from St. John's, Michigan, downstate. And when I looked at the Northern Michigan Chiefs, came up to conferences and stuff, I was always envious of the group that they had coming from downstate, the middle of the state. And all of a sudden I got the job up in Harbor Springs and I'm part of that group. And right there is like the godfather of that group right there. He is, he welcomed me. He reached out to me. And then the other thing I want to say is we all go to meetings. We're at a meeting tonight and you'll see chiefs that participate and you'll see chiefs at conferences that are just there to get away from work. He always participated. He always encouraged. We had in our winter conference, we have to read like stuff for our presenters. And he was always one of the first ones to speak up and say, I'll read. He set the tone and you have the best chief there is. So you might not know it compared to other chiefs, but us other chiefs, he was awesome. So, but on behalf of the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police, be it known that the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police awards this to Brian Hill, the Chiefs Professional Service Award, in recognition of completion of a career of honorable police leadership and service. Congratulations, Chief Brian. Thank you for letting us come.
Are you kidding?
What's the theme here with chiefs, huh?
It's what 30 days will do to you.
Good job. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no, listen, thank you. Are you kidding? Well, Brian, you have to say a word about it. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Thanks, Terry. I needed that.
That'd be a record.
Yeah, that'll be a record for me, actually. I will tell you what I think. I always do. So, no, I don't know what to say. I'm almost in tears, and everybody that knows me knows that doesn't happen. So because I don't really possess that side of my brain much. It's all right brain thinking. But all I can tell you is this community has meant the world to me. You don't find, I've always told people that the average life of a chief of police in Michigan is about 2 to 3 years, actually, before they're moving on to another place or before they're being asked to move on to another place. I have been fortunate for 42 years to have started here and have completed my career here, worked up through the ranks here, managed apparently not to tick off the wrong people along the way. But it really is the community, the sense of community here. I know we have our issues from time to time, but we always seem to be able to coalesce when we need to. And that's part of the reason why I've stayed. The family's embraced, or the community's embraced my family. Raised 2 successful young men in this community through the aid of the community as well. Not every parent would tell you, without the aid of your community, you're gonna have a difficult time. And of course, my wonderful wife, Julie, who keeps me. That is the person behind the face. How does that sound? Yeah, she does. She deserves all the awards and the accolades, that's for sure. But for my friends from MACP and Northern Michigan Chiefs, again, without those support structures, and I know there are many boards across Michigan that don't like to let their chiefs go anywhere. And I've always said, if you keep seeking the same opinion, you'll get the same result. And I always found that when I was suffering or when I was in need of assistance or otherwise, my MACP and my Northern Michigan Chiefs, it was one quick phone call away. And a better plan was hatched, and it wasn't just mine. So on behalf of that, I really would like to just kind of ride off into the sunset, but 42 years, I love it. It's still a noble profession, despite what's being spread sometimes. Are some departments in need of some adjustments? Absolutely. But there are others, exemplary departments like these folks lead as well, that are doing a wonderful job despite it being a very under the microscope profession right now. So thank you all. I appreciate your attention tonight, and I certainly appreciate you folks for making the trek down to acknowledge my presence. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on. Number 3. I'll now entertain the motion that the board appoint Lieutenant Eric Mazinski to the rank of police chief, effective date March 30th, 2024. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Okay. Motion by trustee Newton, supported by treasurer Larry Kruger, that the board appoint Lieutenant Eric Mazinski to the rank of chief of police, effective March 30th, 2024. Is there any board discussion on that motion? Eric, stand up, bud. Absolutely.
Just like thank the board for everything. Thank you, Phil, for everything you've done for me. I've been here for 18 years. I'm board for chief. I went here. I want to thank you for that as well. Thank you.
I'm getting there. Yeah, no, that's all right. That's all right. I just wanted to say that, you know, I've always been impressed with the work of our police department. They're extremely professional. And I think they've been guided well by Chief Hill all these years. And so it's with pride that I ask for all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. I'll now entertain a motion that the board appoint Sergeant Norm Labonte to the rank of lieutenant effective March 30th, 2024. I'm going to make that motion. Is there support? Motion by Supervisor Udi, supported by Clerk Squires, that the board appoint Sergeant Norm Labonte to the rank of lieutenant effective date March 30th, 2024. Is there any discussion on the motion? Now, Norm, you can't stay hiding in the back there. Come on up so everybody can see you. Just come on up so everybody can see you. Everybody knows you. Yeah. Norm, just from my seat, you know, I'm just really, I've been here only in the seat only 7 years, but I've seen you grown. I've seen you grow in your position. And I know that there were some times that were difficult for you, but I have to tell you, you know, how you faced your adversity and how you stepped up to accept the challenge is the reason why you're standing here tonight. You know, so is there any further board discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Congratulations, Norm. I'll now entertain the board appoint Officer John Y. Brannick to Sergeant and of the Road Patrol effective date March 30th, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Is there support? Support. Larry? Motion by Trustee Newton, supported by Treasurer Kruger, that the board appoint Officer John Y. Brannick to Sergeant of the Road Patrol effective date March 30th, 2024. And I don't believe John is here tonight.
He is not. He was
Yes.
not able to be here tonight. Just a statement on all three of those last. In April, we'll plan on doing the proper badge pinning in April appropriately.
Mhm.
Just needed to get the recommendation approved tonight. So at the regular April board meeting, we will make sure that these three folks are here and that we do that. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
A comment about John when he was at our workshop a week ago. John is our school liaison. He made a comment. He says that sometimes the most dangerous part of the day is when the elementary kids come up to give him a hug and he gets peanut butter and jelly on his shirt. But you know, as I used to, well, when I was younger, I worked with the youth in churches down below and up here, and I can tell you this about kids: if they don't like you, if they don't trust you in any way, they're not going to come. I don't care what age they are; they will not come up and give you a hug. So if John Brannick's jersey is going home and he has to his shirt, he has to wash it quite often. Man, that's just the kind of guy you want in there. He's really a good man. So motion's been made and supported. Is there any further board discussion on this motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Doesn't that say something about the representatives of our PD? I mean, these guys we're very fortunate to have a staff like this and obviously the leadership within the department. That goes for the fire department as well. I mean, they're really good. Item number 6. I'll now make a motion. The board approve the request to order a 2025 Ford Explorer SUV all-wheel drive from Lunghammer Ford for the quoted amount of $45,451, which has been budgeted in the 24-25 budget. I will make that motion. Is there a support?
Support.
Motion by Supervisor Udi, supported by Clerk Squires, that the board approve the request to order a 2025 Ford Explorer SUV all-wheel drive from Lunghammer Ford for the quoted amount of $45,451, which has been budgeted in the 2024-2025 budget. Is there any discussion on the motion? Chief, if we pass this motion tonight, how long will it take to get the vehicle? 6 to 9 months. Okay, well, that's why we're doing it now, to get it on order. Yeah, okay. All in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. I'll now entertain a motion that the board approve a general township manual edition of the donation of leave policy as presented, effective immediately. Is there a motion?
Make the motion.
Is there support?
I'll support.
Terry. Motion by Treasurer Kruger, supported by Trustee Newton, that the board approve a general township manual edition of the donation of leave policy as presented effective immediately. Is there any further board discussion on this motion? Excuse me, Brian, would you say like 2 words about what this is?
Recently, and it is public now, one of my officers, looking at his, he's a younger fellow, and looking at all the township policies, apparently the township never had any life-threatening, potential catastrophic pieces where folks could donate actually leave to them, so they still have some paychecks and not experience as much financial hardship as I'm sure he's going to experience anyway. And so when I found out about that, I asked the board if they were willing to entertain that, and I volunteered to write the donation policy. And the timing of it is pretty good tonight for them to do that as well. Because obviously I leave on March 30th, and I intend to donate my annual leave for remaining annual leave to that officer. So maybe have 2 more paychecks. Like that.
Thank you, Brian. Motion's been made and supported. Is there any further board discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. Yeah, that does need to be applause. Yes. I think only in a small community like this that where people know each other would a recommendation to look, I want to help give one of our employees in need some of my leave. I think that's a great gesture, and I thank you for bringing that forward to the board, and we pass it with no reservation. Thank you. Yeah. Item number 8. I'll now entertain a motion to accept the resignation of David Udi as Township Supervisor effective March 29th. I can't make the motion, but I would.
Maybe nobody will. I'll make that motion.
Is there support?
I'll support.
Motion by Trustee Newton, supported by Clerk Squires, that the board accept the resignation of David Udi as Township Supervisor effective March 29th, 2024. Is there any further board discussion on this motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
I'd just like to say thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Is there any, there's no other discussion? All in favor of the motion? I can't vote. So all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
That's 3. That passes. Item number 9. I will now make a motion that the board approve the formal appointment of Brian Hill as the interim supervisor to fulfill the remaining term effective April 1st, 2024.
I'll make the motion.
I wanted to, but that's all right. Larry Kruger and supported by Dave Udi. Motion by Larry Kruger, supported by Dave Udi, that the board approve the formal appointment of Brian Hill as interim supervisor to fulfill the remaining term effective April 1st, 2024. Yes. Yes. I'll be glad to withdraw my support.
I'll support.
All right. Let me restate the motion. Motion by Larry Kruger, supported by Michelle Squires, that the board approve the formal appointment of Brian Hill as interim supervisor to fulfill the remaining term effective April 1st, 2024. Is there any further board discussion on this motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3? Yeah, okay. Motion carries. Thank you. Boy, nice retirement. Well, you get 1 day?
As you know, it wasn't planned.
Yeah. But thank you. Thank you, Chief.
These are reclined.
Yeah. I'll now entertain item number 10. I'll now entertain a motion that the board approve the compensation schedule as presented effective April 1st, 2024. I will make that motion. Is there support?
Support.
Motion by Supervisor Udi, supported by Clerk Squires, that the board approve the compensation schedule as presented April 1st, 2024. This is the compensation for the marina workers, for the custodians, for the deputies, everyone that works for us. Is there any further, a motion's been made and supported. Is there any further board discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. Moving right along, item number 11. I'll now entertain a motion that the board adopt the 2024-2025 General Appropriations Act as presented. I'll make that motion. Is there support?
Support.
Motion by Supervisor Udi, supported by Clerk Squires, that the board adopt the 2024-25 General Appropriations Act as presented. Is there any further board discussion on this motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Clerk Squires,
Yes.
Treasurer Kruger,
Yes.
Trustee Newton,
Yes.
Supervisor Udi.
Yes. Thank you. The motion carries. Item number 12. I now entertain a motion that the board adopt the 2024-2025 budget as presented. Is there a motion?
Make that motion.
Support?
Support.
Motion by Clerk Squires, supported by Treasurer Kruger, that the board adopt the 2024-25 budget as presented. Is there any further board discussion on this motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Supervisor Udi,
Yes.
Clerk Squires,
Yes.
Treasurer Kruger,
Yes.
Trustee Newton.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries. Item number 13, resolution number 2024-03-14-10, Planning Commission.
Resolution number 2024-3-14-10. Whereas on or about July 11th, 2023, the Gerrish Township Board accepted the resignation of a member of the Gerrish Township Planning Commission effective July 1st, 2023. At that point, the vice chair assumed the chair position through December 21st, 2023, pursuant to the Gerrish Township Planning Commission bylaws. Whereas the vacancy created by the aforesaid resignation has not been filled. Whereas the term of 2 other members had ended, but they offered to extend their terms until such time as new members could be found. However, no record can be located in which these members were sworn in by the Township Board for the remainder of the 23-24 term. Whereas on January 11th, 2024, the Gerrish Township Planning Commission elected its officers to serve for the calendar year 2024, including those members who extended their terms, and established its meeting schedule for the year, but no further business was voted upon. Whereas the Gerrish Township Board has now sworn in those members who have been appointed to the Gerrish Township Planning Commission, whereas the Gerrish Township Planning Commission has or will ratify all prior motions taken at its January 11th, 2024, or any subsequent meeting. Now, therefore, the Gerrish Township Board further ratifies all actions taken by the Gerrish Township Planning Commission as of January 1st, 2024, through the date of this resolution. The foregoing resolution was offered by myself, Clerk Squires, and supported by Larry Kruger. Treasurer Kruger. And then we need a roll call vote.
Clerk Squires,
Yes.
Treasurer Kruger,
Yes.
trustee Newton,
Yes.
supervisor
Yes. Thank you. Motion carries.
Resolution adopted.
Resolution is adopted. Thank you. I'll now entertain a motion that the board approve the hiring of Sari Bonsack as a part-time EMT firefighter position to the Gerrish Township Fire Department. Is there a motion?
Make that motion.
Is there support?
I'll support.
Motion by Clerk Squires, supported by Trustee Newton, that the board approve the hiring of Sarah Bonsack as a part-time EMT firefighter position with the Gerrish Township Fire Department. Is there any further board discussion on this motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. There she is. Stand up, Sarah, so everybody can see you. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much. Welcome. Item number 15, I'll now entertain a motion that the board approve partnering with the Core ISD to promote the lending library at the Gerrish Township Municipal Park. I will make that motion. Is there support? You want to say a word about the lending library? Michelle? Sure. Use your mic.
Core ISD has partnered with us along with a family of residents here in Gerrish Township to promote the lending library. They're going to put a little box out here that will be here at the park, and it will be taken care of between the family and Core. It's not a library where you can put books in. It will be controlled by the township and by the ISD. And it's just to help promote reading for all ages. That's a new addition.
Where will the box be
It'll
located?
be out here at the park. We haven't decided exactly where, but there's one right now over at Marquee Township Park. If anybody's seen that one over there, look the same.
It's a very nice, the plastic wood. It's blue. It's got a nice,
Holly.
it's got a nice glass front to it. And I think it's a great idea. Anytime you can get books into the public that they can come and borrow and return, I think it's a great idea. And I think we'll be supportive of it. Anyway, a motion by Supervisor Udi, supported by Clerk Squires, that the board approve partnering with Core ISD to promote the lending library at the Gerrish Township Municipal Park. Is there any further board discussion on this motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. We're now at a time of public comment. If anyone in the audience has a public comment that they wish to make, please be recognized. Come up front here. And if you would, we know who most of you are, but please state your name for the clerk.
I'm Eric Ostergren. I'm the commissioner here in District 2, which includes Gerrish Township and Higgins Township. And I live in Gerrish Township. I'm happy to report a lot of really good things. I was happy to see that the spongy moth, AKA gypsy moth, millage passed. I sponsored this millage for a very small increase, and hopefully we're going to get some improved coverage on the gypsy moth. And I hope I didn't make any enemies tonight on that, because it was a very, very small 0.25 millage increase. And a lot of other exciting things have been happening past few weeks in the county with regards to a very large solar energy project in Higgins Township. And it could mean an additional $1 million in tax revenue a year. They're looking at a $150 to $200 million project. And that says, and that's, that's a lot of tax revenue in a year. Plus there could be a lot of temporary jobs and permanent jobs as the project went forward. This is a project I've been spearheading, and I reported to the entire commission, and you can see that my report to them last week on YouTube if you want.
It's still in the preliminary stages, but I received a call yesterday afternoon from the vice president of the solar energy company. And the DNRs told them that they're moving ahead in the first phase of the project. Something else good that was happened, we passed a resolution that I sponsored regarding the Higgins Lake, regarding the goose removal project on Higgins Lake. And it was necessary to obtain a special permit or a resolution to obtain a special permit from the DNR. Something that was a little disappointed, we received a report from our delegated authority on Higgins Lake, Chase Shemke. He said that Eagle is not encouraging them in regards to repairing the dam back to its original condition that it was in 2007. In other words, they don't want us to touch it. That's a big problem. Therefore, the commission has scheduled a special hearing to be held next or following Monday, the 25th, to instruct him to seek a permit to fix the dam, something that I've been requesting since 2012. And if the commission would have done that at some earlier point in time, it would have saved a lot of litigation, and that could have been avoided. There are some current bills being considered in Lansing right now regarding wake boats. I attended a seminar on wake boats December 1st, and the proposed legislation would restrict the operation of wake boats out to 500 feet offshore and a minimum of 20 feet of water. The current recommendations by the wake boat manufacturers are only 200 feet offshore and 10 feet of water. Wake boats are a tremendous amount of damage to our ecology on our lakes. And we're not wanting to ban the boats, but we want to get them offshore ways where they would do no harm. And if anybody wants any more information on that, I'm going to be passing out, or I constantly send out email messages. I don't know, some of you here might already receive my emails, but if anybody wants to receive the correspondence on this type of thing, I'd be happy to get your email. And wrapping up, I support the currently proposed wage increases. I'm glad you passed them. I don't believe it's enough. You know, if we are to attract quality people and in our public officials, we need to be offering competitive wages. Otherwise, you're just not going to get good people. I'd also like to thank Dave Udy for his many, many years of service here, 7 years. He was instrumental and spearheaded the start of his career, the Swimmer's Itch program. And he's worked on a lot of projects and has done a great job. I think we all deserve to give him a really big hand of applause.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else that wishes to make a public comment at this time? Okay, board comments. Terry?
All set. Thank you.
Larry? Nope. Michelle?
Just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I also want to say to the group that if there are any questions or concerns in regards to anything that we've gone over tonight that you need further clarification, my office is always open. Feel free to make an appointment with me and I'd be more than happy to go through any questions you have. And thanks for coming out.
Well, I guess I'm last. Well, I just want to, I want to thank everyone, and I'm not going to say any names because I'm afraid I'd miss somebody. But I just want to thank everyone. This has been, this has really been a unique experience for me. You know, as a supervisor, I've learned more than I came into the office with, and I leave with a great deal of gratitude to the people that I work with every day, to our chiefs, to our board members, current and present, you know, Jim Lippert and Mary Link, Kathleen Patchen and Lisa Tolgetsky, our former treasurer and clerk. These jobs are serious jobs that require a skill set in the disciplines of accounting and finance coming in. So sometimes in the public, you hear comments, well, why can't they get somebody to do this job, or why, can't you get any? These are not easy tasks. They require a lot of due diligence and bringing in a good amount of skill sets with you. That being said, I'll just end it there. Listen, it's really been interesting for me. Somebody asked me what I'm going to do when I leave on the 29th. Well, I'm going to Traverse City, and I'm going to take an airplane down to Florida to catch up with my wife, Linda, who will be down there. And I think I'm going to stay there for about 6 weeks, but I'll see you folks on election day in August. So anyway, I want to thank everyone, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this evening at 7:56. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll make that.
Uh,
motion.
Motion by Terry Newton. Is there support? Motion by Terry Newton, supported by Michelle Squires, that we adjourn at 7:56. Is there any further board discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please say aye. Those
Aye.
opposed? Thank you. And for the final time, we are dismissed. Thank you.